You're listening to Visibility Vixen, episode 15. To have people that get it, that can just be in that space with you and encourage you and tell you the truth about yourself that you have been ignoring is such a valuable gift.
Welcome to the Visibility Vixen podcast, where we create space to grow our brand with intention and clarity, one episode at a time. Join us as we explore the many aspects of entrepreneurship, start loving the journey instead of the destination, and begin building a legacy that lasts. Here's your host, Michelle Lewis.
Hey there, my gorgeous ladies. I'm so happy to be coming to you today. This is an episode that I like to call Michelle Time, which is just you and me. And I wanted to talk to you today because I think that there's a huge need out there that at least I know I really didn't realize I needed, and I pushed off until the last possible moment because I thought that I was an island. So this episode, we're going to be talking about masterminds and groups. I think that they're so important, and I've seen such a huge spike in my business since I started doing them. So we're going to talk about building your own mastermind. And a mastermind is pretty much, it doesn't really matter the number of people, but I think anywhere from 4 to 8 is a good amount. But it's a group of like-minded people that are in your kind of zone of genius. So for me, it would be launching female entrepreneurs that you can become accountable to, that you have meetings with that kind of give you that encouragement, because we're all in this interesting and wonderful and strange business where most of our stuff is done from behind the computer. And even though that's amazing, it can really cause isolation, it can cause comparison-itis, and it can make us just not take action because we're lost in this vacuum. And even though we're checking our Facebook and we're in other Facebook groups, you're really operating in silence. And I think that it's so important to step out of that. And the best way is to start or become a part of a mastermind. So I want to give you a couple of actionable tips where you can go out today and start making these connections. So the first thing that I want to recommend that you do is really figure out what are your needs. Who are the people that you need to surround yourself with in your personal life and in your professional life? And what I mean is that yes, you need the mastermind support, but you also need it on the home front. Whether that's your best friend, your boyfriend, your spouse, your parents, anyone that you have a deep connection with that can give you that encouragement and support. That is really important. So I'm going to call that number 1, having a supportive home environment. Number 2 is finding this mastermind. So think about what your needs are. For me, I wanted people that were in similar launching phases of their business, but also had different gifts than I did. So I wasn't really looking for people that were doing video as much. I was looking for people that were doing like social media and wellness and, funnels and that kind of stuff. The areas where I struggle, because just like I struggle in those areas, the other women that were coming into the mastermind were amazing at those areas. So I was able to give them gifts. They were able to give me gifts, and it's made such a difference in my life. The best part about a mastermind, especially if you guys make your own private text message thread or Facebook group or whatever it is that you have people to run stuff by. So if I am creating a new workbook, instead of me just putting it out there in the world and getting responses from that might be negative, I'm putting it into my mastermind so that they can go over it, do the technical checks, and give me suggestions. So this is a great, great place to go. And I think my favorite part about it is that in my group, we're very transparent. So there's days where we come on and we meet every 2 weeks on Google Hangouts, and one of us is a wreck, it's usually me. But I'll be, so upset or on the verge of tears because something's happened, someone's stolen my work, or I've had a really bad week in terms of productivity and all that. And the others are there to rally around you, just like I'm there to rally around them when they're having a really hard week. And just to be able to have a place to go where the people get it, where they understand funnels and systems and leads and launches and Facebook ads, to have people that get it that can just be in that space with you and encourage you and tell you the truth about yourself that you have been ignoring is such a valuable gift. So I think that is a huge reason to become part of a mastermind. So let's talk about how you can start formulating your first successful mastermind. And I actually do think that the best place to look is on Facebook. I'm sure you could do it on Instagram too. But kind of what I did is I had my Facebook group, Visibility Vixens, for launching lady entrepreneurs. And there were a couple women in there that I really, really liked. And one of them was also in a group that I'm a part of in LA. And if you listen to I think it's the first and the second episode, you'll hear from Brie and Thais, who founded that. And so this girl was in my group, and she was also a part of the Amplify Collective. And so I invited her in. And then the other one went through my Comfy on Camera challenge. And so it's a total of 4 women. So what I recommend you do in the Facebook groups that you're in, that you really resonate with, is start keeping an eye on the people posting. Who are the people that are consistent, that are showing up, who are showing who they are in an authentic way that you're really comfortable with? Like, who do you vibe with? Who do you get a really good feeling about? Whose businesses do you admire? And, this has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. So I wouldn't recommend like pie in the sky going to the leader of a Facebook group who's much further down the road than you are. But I would recommend who are some people in the group that are either equal to you or just a tiny step above where you're at, who could benefit, and what can you offer. Sometimes the best offering is that you're gonna set it up, you're gonna schedule the meetings, and you're gonna put like weekly accountability challenges in the group. That way you're taking care of all the technical stuff that, some other people really don't necessarily have time for, but they really want to contribute. So when you found these people, make a list and, from 1 to 10 or whatever, and then reach out to them one at a time. Figure out how many people you want in your group. So let's say it's 5. Write down 10 names, approach the first 5, and wait for responses. Don't send it out to all 10, because then maybe all 10 are going to say yes, and then you've got a really big group that you didn't necessarily want. So go down the list and reach out to these people and just be honest. I did not start this mastermind. There was a lovely woman named Christina who did, but she reached out to me and just said, hey, I'm thinking about starting a mastermind group. I really love what you're doing in your business, and I want to be able to share and compare and have, a place to go where we can all give each other that accountability, that motivation, and that support. Is this something that you're interested in? So that really appealed to me because she was reaching out to me one-on-one. She was, I don't want to say praising me, but she was saying, I really admire what you're doing, which means that she had been watching what I'd been doing. So that, made me pay attention. And then she had given tangible results that she wants from this group. It's not like, hey, you want to join a mastermind and just hang out? No, like this is the intention of the group. This is what we're going to do. And these are the rules that everyone has to live by, which was show up to the meetings, participate in the group, and, do your best. And so that was totally great with me. I totally vibed with that. And her and I came together, and then we reached out to 2 other women that we both thought would really bring a lot to the group, which they have. So reach out one-on-one, show your heart, also show the tangible results that these people are going to get by working with you in this mastermind, and what they can expect. It's always great to be clear and to let people know, like, this is a serious group. I always think that that's a good direction to go in. So you've reached out to these people, and let's say you've got 5 that are totally on board and ready to go. My recommendation, the easiest way to communicate, I know you don't want to be a part of another Facebook group, but create one for this mastermind. It's the easiest, I'm telling you. Instead of doing texts or emails, that way they can just pop into the group, share their wins for the week or what they're working on or their newest lead magnet, and you can just go in there and encourage and ask for support. That's a great way to interact with each other on the day-to-day. And then set up a meeting time. If it's once a week, if it's once every 2 weeks, if it's once a month, have it where you guys are actually getting together as face-to-face as possible. So I would definitely recommend, Google Hangouts or Skype or Zoom or whatever you want to use, where you can come together, look face-to-face, and be able to communicate. If your mastermind, you're just starting with one other person, another thing that you could do, either FaceTime, Skype, or Facebook now has the calling face-to-face feature, so you can do that too. I actually met with someone today using that. So you have a lot of different options of how you can get this mastermind started. And I think the key is definitely consistency. So be as consistent as you can in this group, knowing that other people and yourself are going to get more out of it. Share your wins, encourage each other, put in the stuff you're testing. The momentum is huge. And like what I noticed, one of the girls in our group, her name is Ashley, she had this super productive week. And I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gotten so much done. Like, how does she do that? And I felt so behind. But the next day, magically, I found myself getting so much done. So this is definitely another great outcome of being a part of a mastermind, is that motivation. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're getting motivated to get so much more done that following week. So I think those are some great tips for you to start with. I really want you to consider joining or starting a mastermind just for that accountability, for stepping out of the isolation and overwhelm, and having some tangible action steps with people who are right there with you to help you move forward in your business. I really hope that this has been helpful and that you've really enjoyed this episode. Please let me know, leave a review, reach out to me on Facebook, or join our Visibility Vixens Facebook group. We would love to have you over there, and you'll see more of what I'm talking about. And the ladies in there, I'm sure, would love to start a mastermind with you. So in the meantime, make it a great week, and I will talk to you later.
Thanks for listening in today to the Visibility Vixen podcast. Subscribe now and share with a fellow Vixen who wants to start building their visibility. For more fire in your life and brand, visit visibilityvixen.com.